This is Super Yacht News. In association with Go Earth, navigating boat buyers to better deals.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a quick update on the last news video that we did. Referenced the Technomar Lamborghini 63 boat or yacht that's partially sank in Miami. It was towed to a place called Oceanica boatyard, and it was hauled out of the water. We've got some footage here which was taken not long after the boat came out of the water. You can still see, actually, on one of the clips of video, you can still see the water leaking out of the bottom, all of the water that was, that ingress that they had. So the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is involved in the investigation. Clearly they do more than it sounds, because it sounds like they look after fish and wildlife, but clearly they're probably managing waterways and stuff in that area. The Coast Guard said there was enough life jackets on board for everybody on board. That's a good sign. Now, according to the Technomar website, the maximum capacity of this vessel is 16 persons, right? But there was 32 people on board, so it was over capacity. There were a number of other vessels nearby, which you saw in the original video. There were other boats that came to the rescue. The Coast Guard were there on scene very quickly after the Mayday, but they didn't have a big enough boat to take all of those people off. So a nearby yacht actually rescued 23 people of the 32 on board, which is really, really good of that person. Now, some thoughts on it. We've had initial information that possible water ingress came from the passerelle or the gangway, right? Passerelle is a hydraulic unit that comes out of the hull at the stern. It's in the center of the stern of the vessel. Now, when that comes out, then people are walking on board, right? Now, those are usually rated for only 1 or 2 people at a time, those passerelles. What could happen is, once they've extended that passerelle, when all of those people were getting on board, all of the women were getting on board, if nobody was controlling access to the vessel, they may have got on like 4, 5, 6, 7 at a time walking across that passerelle, and it could potentially bend the passerelle, bend the mechanisms that hold it in place, could have damaged the hull of the vessel. Like I said, it protrudes out of the hull with hydraulics, right? Now, it's possible that if too many people were stood on it, it could have damaged that passerelle. It could have even damaged the housing where it's stowed when the boat is at sea. Now, as we look at some video footage here of people embarking on one of these yachts at the Monaco Yacht Show, you can see that they are doing it correctly. They're going one at a time. Another thing to note from that video footage is how low to the waterline that passerelle is. Now, we've had it on good authority from somebody who's been to the boatyard and examined the stern of this vessel, that the passerelle, once retracted into the stern of the vessel, does not have a watertight door to stop water ingress from happening at the stern of the vessel. So how does the vessel deal with water ingress in that area? Now, were the 32 people on a boat rated for 16, was that a factor? It's possible, but it's unlikely. 63-foot boat, that's a 20-meter boat. All of those women were quite petite by the looks of it. You could argue that 16 heavy people would be the equivalent of 32 very slim people. So is it a factor? It's uncertain. However, if they were all stood at the stern and there was some waves lapping up against the boat, you could see how water could get inside through that opening. Now, what we've been told is, since the vessel was pulled out of the water and all of that water was drained out of the vessel, once they put it back into the water, there was no water ingress. So it would appear that it did come through the opening where the passerelle is. So is this a design flaw? It's probably going to cost, like I said in the last video, hundreds of thousands to fix that vessel. But also the interior would have been flooded and a lot of it will have to be ripped out. The Mensa thing was a joke. A lot of people saying, really, Mensa? They don't look like Mensa. They were not Mensa. They were, like I said in the video, they were influencers. Now, the funny thing is, one of the things that I didn't see until I actually posted the last video, there's On one of the boats where the girls have been rescued, one of them is standing at the bow of the vessel, wasting no time to take the opportunity to do some TikTok reels on the front of that vessel. I mean, they've just been rescued from a sinking boat, but their mind is still fixed on social media, right? So, can you imagine? I'll leave you with this. Can you imagine what it would have been like on the Titanic if that happened, in 2025? The mind boggles, right? So, anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off. I just wanted to give you an update on that previous story. Let me know in the comments if you've got any more information about it. Join us on patreon.com/eSysman for information about our travels and what's going on in the background here. I'm sure you've got questions. And yeah, I'll see you soon. All right, bye-bye.